There's the past that happened, and then there's the version you survived. The one your brain rewrote, line by line, until it sounded safe enough to live with. But safety isn't the same as healing. And you can't make peace with a memory that's missing half its truth. Simba didn't just run from his father's death, he rewrote it. He told himself a story he could survive, the same way you've been telling yours. If you keep reliving the same pain, it's not because you're broken. It's because you've been trying to heal from the wrong story. When Mufasa dies, Simba sees everything, the chaos, the fear, the shock, a child watching his world collapse. Then Scar gives him a story. You caused this. And Simba's brain, desperate for order, believes him. But here's the truth. Over time, the story becomes the memory. He doesn't remember the setup. He doesn't remember Scar's smirk. He remembers the guilt, the shame, the running. That's what trauma does. It doesn't erase the footage, it edits it. It cuts away the scenes too painful to face and leaves you with a version that feels real but isn't whole. And you do this too. Every memory you hold is an edit. Every edit, a way to stay alive. You might call your childhood strict but loving. But that's the softened cut, the one that skips over the fear, the eggshells, the nights you prayed not to be yelled at. You might call that breakup a mismatch. But the real story is the gaslighting, the control, the constant shrinking of yourself to fit someone else's comfort. You trim the edges, you blurred the details. Not to lie, to survive. But survival edits your truth until you forget what safety ever felt like. So why can't you just keep living that way? Because what you cut out doesn't disappear. It hides in your muscles. It lives in your reactions. It speaks in the language of your patterns. Simba runs from the Pride Lands. He builds a new life. No worries, no past, no pain. But the guilt still breathes beneath the surface. His edited story says, I ruined things. I should stay away. But the truth says, I was a child. I was set up. I was innocent. Those are two completely different scripts. One keeps him in exile. The other sets him free. And it's the same for you. If your story says, I'm bad at relationships, you'll keep choosing the wrong people, the ones who feel like the pain you never faced. If your story says, I'm fine, my childhood was normal, you'll keep flinching at raised voices and apologizing for existing. If your story says, they didn't mean it, you'll keep mistaking manipulation for love, because the lie doesn't vanish. It just changes shape. It becomes your silence, your self-doubt, your exhaustion. And partial truths don't heal you. They just help you survive. But you were made for more than survival. So what changes it? What breaks the loop? That moment by the water. Rafiki says, look harder. Simba sees his reflection and then his father's face. Remember who you are. That's not inspiration, that's correction. He's seeing the real story, not the edited guilt, but the truth underneath. His father loved him. His death wasn't Simba's fault. He was manipulated. This is what remembering really means. To remember, to piece together what you cut away to survive. That's when healing begins. Not when you're brave, when you're honest, when you finally stop editing, stop softening, stop hiding from the version that hurts. Maybe that means admitting your parent wasn't strict, they were abusive. Maybe it means your relationship wasn't complicated, it was cruel. Maybe it means your sensitivity wasn't weakness, it was awareness. This isn't about blame, it's about accuracy. Because you can't process what you won't name. And managing trauma is survival. But integrating it, that's freedom. Here's the truth that changes everything. Suppression says, don't look back. Integration says, look again until it makes sense. Simba didn't go home because he got brave. He went home because the truth made running impossible. Suppression keeps the story under your skin. Integration lets it breathe. You don't erase the past. You bring it into light. You name it. You feel it. And once it's seen, it finally loses power. That's what healing really is. Not forgetting, but remembering completely. Because when the full story stands in the open, it stops controlling you from the shadows. Step 1. Name the version you've been living. The one that starts with, it's fine. It wasn't that bad. I just need to move on. Step 2. Ask what's missing. What emotion did you mute? What moment did you skip? What truth did you shrink to make others comfortable? Step 3. Speak it out loud to someone safe, a therapist, a page, your own reflection. The truth doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to exist. You've been living inside an edited story because that version once kept you alive. But you're not surviving anymore. You're healing. And healing doesn't come from hiding. It comes from honesty. Simba couldn't reclaim his life until he faced the truth of his own story. Neither can you. So this week, write one story you've been telling yourself, the edited version. Then ask, what am I leaving out? You don't need to fix it. Just see it. Because seeing the full story is the first step to being free from it. Freedom isn't forgetting. It's remembering completely. And you deserve that freedom.